All right, in the last couple sections, I've talked about creating custom fields, whether it's contact or opportunity, knowing which one to choose, knowing all the different field types. What I want to talk about in this section really quick, we're not going to make this a long one, but what I want to talk about is optimizing your view and organizing your custom fields in order to do so. So what does this look like? I'm actually going to do this in a live account. I'm going to do this in a live account with somebody who's been a client for a long time, and probably could have had this done sooner. So we're going to do it right here while we're talking. Basically, you'll notice that this client has a lot of different fields. Like this client's been a client for a long time. We've done things differently over the years. So we have some old one, right? No longer in use, blah, blah, blah. But we have stuff that is being used and stuff that is valuable, but we still have the same default top contact section. Now, when one of the tools that we have in our tool belt is that we can customize this entirely and put the most important information front and center, the question is why don't we? Why aren't we doing that? So we're going to do it. Okay. So right here, we see how these are organized. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this tab so that I can look at this and simultaneously make the edits that I want to make. So if I go to settings, by the way, that was just a little trick. You do not have to do that. But if you ever want to, it's a quick way to get be able to like leave your screen on one thing and then move on to something else is just right click, duplicate the tab. But again, you don't have to do that for this. That has nothing to do with HighLevel. So that said, okay, we are in custom fields. Okay, we have our folders here, right? Now notice the order of the folders is going to align with the order of the folders over here. So that's the first thing that you'll notice that you have the ability to organize is you can grab these by the little hamburger icons here, these little like stacks of lines. You can grab them and you can, if you click and hold and then drag, you can move these wherever you want, okay? So what I want to do, though, I'm going to get more granular than that. I'm going to look for which fields are the most important to move up to this top contact section. So this person, all right, estimated FICO, probably an important one. Military service, they do like those VA loans. High prob, right? So we have some certain attributes that we look for that if they've completed these, if they check these boxes, then they become what we call a high probability lead. Which means we're going to work them a little bit differently, right? So this is specifically somebody that does a lot of consumer direct. If you're not doing a lot of consumer direct, some of this stuff isn't going to apply to you. But again, the concept itself of like, hey, let's move our custom fields from down buried in these fields. Let's move the ones that we want. Let's move them into this top contact section, right? So if I look at our contact folder right now, I see first name, last name, whether or not a phone number is a landline. This does not need to be in the top section. So I'm actually going to move this and I'm going to move it to additional info, right? That's kind of your catch-all, like my catch-all category, okay? Contact source, again, probably not, like most of the leads in this account are coming from one source. So I would probably move this. Web funnel URL is going to tell them which landing page they have in this client's case. So we would keep that, but I'm going to move this probably. Let's go move this to additional info again. Contact type. We don't use this field for this particular client. So we're going to move this as well to additional info. Lead source, right? This is somehow different than contact source. We're going to move this. Again, some of these are custom fields that were created and have just kind of stacked up over time. Okay, so we have first name, last name, email, phone, web funnel URL. What else do I want? What was that? We want estimated FICO. Let's move that one. Okay, probably monthly household income. That's probably going to be a good one. And then we'll go military service. And we'll move high prob. Those ones all are going to be infinitely more valuable at the top there. What else do we have? Refinance purchase lead info, available down payment. That one might be working with a real estate agent. That one might be good. Purchase timeline. That one might be good. So any of these that we want to see front and center when we go to a lead, that's what we're going to put up here. So I'm going to refresh this now, kind of see what this looks like. Now, remember, you can do this with opportunities too. If you watched the last section in opportunities, you saw those menu items on the left-hand side. Those represent your groupings of custom fields. So you can do the same activity and make sure that your opportunity is organized how you would like. What I will say is that it's not nearly as advantageous within opportunities to move everything to the top because you have such an easy way of navigating through that. So now we have everything that we want up here. Okay, we have high prob. We have, is it military? What's the income? What's the credit score? Where did the lead come from? What's the phone? All of these were the standard ones. Now this is something where if I go here at a glance and I'm on Roy Burr's team, I know exactly what's going on with those leads. So again, quick little note on organizing custom fields for you. Remember, you can do the same thing in opportunity. If we open up one of these, boom, you can do the same thing in order to get this data right here on the left-hand side organized the way you want to. And I believe you can even add some of these. Yes, you can add custom fields to opportunity details, which would put them on the home page right here. So put some thought into like, what are the most important things that you want to see, and organize your contacts and your opportunities in the custom fields so that those things are front and center all the time. And that's going to be a winning recipe. Stay tuned for our next section. Otherwise, we'll see you at the top.